Beth with 50 Plus Beauty, and I'm excited to be here with you today to give you a warning if you're a 50 plus woman. And I know that sounds kind of ominous, and in a way it is kind of ominous, but I wanted to share an experience that I've been having with you in hopes that you cannot go through what I'm going through. You know, I almost didn't tell you about the situation until after the fact because I wanted to make sure that it all worked out and was tied up in a neat little bow before I shared it with you. But I thought, no, that is not trusting in God, and that's not trusting you all, and that's not reaching out to help you when I can, which is what I want to do with this video. But before I get down to the point of this video, which is something rather serious, I did want to tell you a couple of things. The first is that if you're curious about this makeup, this is the Color Me Beautiful makeup. Yes, that's right, from the 80s and 90s, the Color Me Beautiful people are still around. But I ordered the spring kit, which is the color season that I am, and I did a full tutorial on this makeup look. So if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe. Just click the little bell and you'll be notified of that video. I'm never sure what order they're going to come in because I do them sometimes a month and a half ahead. And the second thing I want to tell you about is a great new clothing website. I'm going to tease you a little bit, so I hope you'll subscribe because you'll get notified of the video about that. But it's a great website where you can buy very, very gently used secondhand clothes, and I got this from that website. I just got it in yesterday, and in fact, I'm going to be doing a video showing you all the wonderful things that I got on that website. This was less than $10, and I can hardly wait to share that website with you. And there's also a $10 off code for that, so be watching my videos for that. Now, I think I wanted to tell you some lighthearted things before I got into the real meat of this video because it's something that I've been a little bit worried about, I've been a little bit scared about, but I always try to remember that God does not give bad gifts. And that this that has happened to me is not a bad gift. It is a gift from God. Thank you, God. Show me how I can use this gift to help others. And that's what I really want to do, is that I want to warn you all because it was something that had I known some things and not been subject to some myths about skin, I probably would not be in this situation that I am right now. So what it is that I had this weird little thing on my upper cheek right here. And some of you who've been watching my videos for a long time have probably seen that I kind of battle with this thing, and it just looked like a little, like I thought it was an old pimple that had kind of, gone awry or something like that, because I kind of remembered a pimple when I was in 7th grade that was large, but apparently this is not what that was. But anyway, I've had this thing on my face, and you really can't see it, but I'll show you a little picture of what it looks like close up. There it is. It almost looked like a little donut on my face. I've been watching that thing grow on my face for maybe like a year, and it never occurred to me to go to the dermatologist. And finally, I just decided that I would go to a local plastic surgeon and get it cut off my face. Well, I called to make the appointment, and thank goodness the receptionist there said, the doctor won't take that off until you go to a dermatologist to make sure it's not skin cancer. So I said, I know it's not skin cancer because I'd always thought skin cancer looked like that melanoma with the black and the irregular borders. I said, it's not black, it just looks like a big pore or something like that. And I said, I have kept myself out of the sun like a maniac all these years. I was the soccer mom who sat out at the soccer games in the blazing Kansas sun with an umbrella and sometimes gloves. I mean, I looked like an idiot, but I just was very afraid of wrinkles and discoloration and the sun. Plus, I have been wearing sunblock since I was like 35 years old, and every single day I've been doing just what they say you should do. I've been avoiding the sun and wearing sunblock. So I thought, there's no way it's skin cancer. But, I was kind of irritated, but I went ahead and made that little appointment with the dermatologist. And in the meantime, I looked it up on the internet and I found a picture of what I thought it was on the internet. And Dr. Beth here, I diagnosed myself on the internet, and I can't remember what it was called right now, but it was 2 big words and it looked exactly like it. And in fact, when I went to the dermatologist, they have the little intake papers. I even wrote that word down and I said, find out if it's this and, with a question mark, which is kind of embarrassing looking back because I'm sure they hate it when patients come in with pictures from the internet already having diagnosed themselves. But anyway, I went to the dermatologist and they called me back, and the nurse asked what I'm there for. And I said, well, I've got this weird thing on my face, but I'm sure it's nothing. And she said, well, I do need to take your makeup off and take a look at it. So she took the makeup off and she got this weird look on her face. It was a strange look, and I thought, well, that's odd. She had a strange reaction to that. But anyway, she leaves the office, and then the doctor comes back in, and she says, what are you here for? And I said, well, I've got this weird spot on my face, but I'm sure it's nothing. And she walks into me, I'll never forget it, and she almost reaches out and holds my hands, and she said, Beth, it's cancer. and the blood just rushed through me. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's cancer? You know, me having cancer, me who's been out of the sun and wearing sunblock and just crazy about sun protection? She said, well, Beth, you're fair-skinned, you're blue-eyed and blonde-haired. I said, well, I am fair, but the blonde hair is actually brown and the blue eyes are actually brown too because I wear colored contacts. And she said, well, that doesn't matter. She said, it is skin cancer. Fortunately, if you're going to have skin cancer, I picked the best one you could have, which is basal cell carcinoma. One up from that is squamous cell carcinoma or squamous cell, I'm not sure. And the third one is melanoma, which is kind of the killer cancer. In fact, I've got several friends who are runners, in fact, 3 of them, and they've all had melanomas removed from their face and from their legs and that kind of thing. And quite honestly, I used to feel kind of superior thinking, well, thank God I was too lazy to run, because I was never out in the sun as much as they were, and I thought I would never get skin cancer. So the next step after the diagnosis was to find a good surgeon to deal with this. And when you have a skin cancer like on your arm, they just basically take out the lesion and they make a wide margin around the lesion to make sure they've got the cancer. And then they look at it after the surgery under a microscope to make sure they got everything. But on your face, in terms of skin cancer, they don't want to just dig in there and take a lot of skin around it because it's your face. So what they do is something called Mohs surgery, where they take just a little slice of it and then they look at it under the microscope and they go, we've got to go one layer lower, that kind of thing. And they're looking at the margins to make sure that they get just the minimum amount of the skin, but enough skin around so that there is a margin that does not have cancer. And the success rate on this surgery is like 99%. If you have the Mohs surgery and they're taking off the layers and looking at them under the microscope, it's 99% chance that cancer is not coming back, which is a very good thing. But since it is on your face, it's very important that you get a really good surgeon to make sure that your cosmetic outcome is as good as possible. And I'll show you a before and an after of a woman who had the same type of cancer that I have, and she had it removed, and you can tell the Mohs surgeon has taken that out, and then the plastic surgeon has gone over that, and that's 3 months after the surgery, so the result was really phenomenal. And in having this surgery, I decided not to do it in town, but to really look around over the internet for an expert, and I found someone who I think is going to be really, really good at doing that surgery. And I'm having the surgery on December 8th, and I won't tell you much more about the surgery because I'm actually going to be doing a video about that. But here's the warning part of this video, and it's something I didn't know and I wish someone had told me. And that is that just like we go and get breast exams each year and OBGYN appointments each year to make sure that we don't have cancer in those areas, with the sun exposure that we're all having, and especially growing up in the time we did when sunblock almost didn't even exist, it's very important to add a yearly dermatologist appointment to your list of must-do appointments. When you go to that appointment, you just strip down to your bra and underwear, and the dermatologist looks you over from head to toe, including between your toes, to make sure you don't have anything that looks like it could be cancer. And really, I never thought I needed a dermatologist, and they're very hard to get into. It can take several months to actually get into a dermatologist. So I would advise all of you to please go ahead and make yourself that dermatologist appointment. Get on the list. It takes a little longer to get in as a new patient, but once you get on that list and get your check, you'll feel much better. Or you'll find out maybe there's something that needs to be addressed and you can address it early. And the sad thing about all of this is, had I gone to a dermatologist about this a year ago, they have things that they can just put on the skin, just topical creams that basically kind of burn it out. They leave absolutely no scar and you don't have to go through surgery. But unfortunately, since I waited a year and a half, it's too late for that and I have to go through the surgery. And when I do the video about the surgery, I'll be going into some of those kind of dangerous myths that I believed that led me to this point right now. And ladies, in addition to giving you a little warning here, I'm also asking for your prayers. For those of you who do pray, I would really appreciate it. Even if you just say right now, hey Lord, Beth is going through this surgery. Help her feel good about it. Help her feel confident about the outcome and help the outcome be great. I would really appreciate that. Now, at the end of these videos, I always like to leave you with a little thought for the day. And so we're going to see what the language of letting go has in store for us. Really, in terms of dealing with the skin cancer, letting go is really important because I've done everything I can. I've done my research. I finally went to the doctor. I've got a good surgeon. Now it is in God's hands. So we'll see what card we get for the day. Oh, this is good. Receiving joyfully. Receiving joyfully. Today I will let someone give to me. Oh my, that's just what I'm doing. I'm asking you guys to pray for me. Thank you so much. I'm asking you to give for me, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I appreciate it. Whether it's a compliment, an offer to help, or even a gift, I will stand there and take it joyfully. I know that I'm deserving of good things, so I will simply say thank you. And ladies, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your homes or your cell phones or wherever I'm coming and just sharing what I have to share with you. I really, really appreciate that. I can't believe I'm telling you about my skin cancer and asking you to pray for me, but I really appreciate that, and I accept your good thoughts joyfully. And when you have prayer needs, I hope you leave them in the comment section below, because I like to pray for you too. And if you haven't done so already, I hope you'll make your dermatologist appointment today. That's actually something selfish that I'm asking of you. It helps me know that this little experience I'm going through was for some good. Take care. See you next time.